Sue Siegel, Chief Executive of GE Ventures. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Why are you here at the Global Corporate Venture Symposium?
Global Corporate Venture has really been able to put together some great events. It's a great networking event to learn sort of the latest and greatest that's happening in corporate venture. It gives you a sense of local communities, not just, you go to some of these events and you get a sense for just one particular area. This is across the domain in corporate venturing. So it helps you get a sense for what is happening globally and locally at the same time. So it's a great mix of sort of making sure we understand the pulse of various corporates and what they're doing in their respective efforts associated to corporate venturing. And the networks and just getting to see old friends is great.
Well, it's nice to catch up with people. And you've been CEO for GE Ventures. You helped found it back in 2013, I think. What is it about your role that makes your heart sing?
GE is an incredible platform when you think about it. It is a global brand, fairly iconic, a company that's been around for 130 years in many different industries. The chance to be able to work alongside of some incredible people within GE and connect them to the entrepreneurial ecosystems on what is changing, what's really at the heartbeat of innovation, it's pretty heady stuff. And then figuring out how to actually make it so that it drives growth for GE and GE shareholders, it's an intellectual challenge plus an execution challenge, bar none. It's fantastic. And so it's been a real experience. And we're coming on 3 years in October, and it feels good in terms of what we've been able to do.
Wow, it's wonderful to hear. Is there anything particularly over the past year you're particularly proud of?
There are many things that have happened this past year, and really at the core of it is the GE Ventures team working very closely with our business units. The GE Ventures team is a mix of external VCs and internal experts of GE. They're all smart, they really are, and they're very passionate about innovation, and they believe they can, which has been great. And what I say I'm most proud of is not only having them work together in the way they've done with the business units. We launched a startup called Current. This is a $1 billion startup which we launched in October of last year. And this was taking different parts of GE, different P&Ls, and bringing different product lines to the equation, putting them together with a financing model, a new business model, to address new customers that we weren't addressing in the energy efficiency world. And it's been remarkable. You wouldn't have expected this kind of outcome. You wouldn't have expected that GE could do it. But I have to say, Jeff Immelt was really quite the supporter and wanted to see these kind of changes, and he pushed it out there, and he's expecting more. So that was I have to say that was one of those achievements that you're not quite sure the company is really going to stand behind or let happen, because it's a very risky behavior. But for the good of shareholders, Jeff Immelt essentially said, we've got to try these things, and we're going to put behind it the power of GE, and that's what he let happen. So pretty proud of that.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
It was a real... We've got more to come, I hope.
Sounds like you're going to be busy. But as you look ahead over the next year or beyond, what sort of dreams, what would you like to see achieved?
Well, I think, you do this in steps. And our next step is really to be able to scale this in a way that it's part of the fabric of the company, period. So it's not just something that they think about ad hoc. It is something that is part of the rhythm of the company. It is something that they understand when certain aspects of what we do will be on the calendar, and they understand how to access us so that they can access the entrepreneurial community easier, and that we could help package it in a way that makes sense to their business unit. To do that in a much more systematic way, so that's just part of the industrialization that GE does so very well, is part of what we like to do. And we are getting to that point now where the pull is greater than the push. We used to have to push that ventures existed. I think now they know ventures exists, and it's really about how do we satisfy the various needs of the business units in a way that can partner with them to really achieve their organic growth. That's what I see as true success when we're able to actually get there.
Wow. Well, I wish you every success with that.
Thank you.
Sue Siegel, thank you.